I'm going to be running a Monster of the Week based off a family road trip of American cryptids.
I'm Jamie. I'm playing Angeline. She's a flake, and she majored in cryptozoology, and she's a conspiracy theorist.
I'm Anmi. I will be playing Sage, the daughter. I am 15, so I'm not into anything fancy.
I'm Riley. I'm playing the dad. His name is Jones. He's the chosen one, which is a really dumb class in this freaking game that I'm very excited to play.
You are at your high school in Juniper High, and you just start thinking about this big surprise that your mother was going to tell you when you got home today. Sage, you're reading the book, and as you look at the pictures, it's almost as if they're like moving.
Am I high?
Sage, we're going on a road trip!
Can we not? Why are we going on a road trip? Like, what's the point of this?
Honestly, hun, I'd also like to get an answer to that particular question.
You notice a map in the front seat. It has the cryptid locations.
Honey, what is a Mothman?
Oh my god, no.
That's a good question, by the way. I had a nightmare last night. What did I freaking see?
It's a very angry dog.
Mom, this is insane! What the hell?
It's not insane.
Okay,
Don't call your mother insane, Sage.
how about this? You take me to New York, let me see, like, the Empire State Building and stuff like that, and I'll go on this stupid road trip, and we're going back home.
Alright, so you guys have started your road trip coming from Sacramento. You traveled down through California, you got stopped by Death Valley, and then you moved on from Death Valley to see the Grand Canyon. And you are now traveling through New Mexico, and it's been a couple days. You've stopped occasionally along certain cities, to spend the night. And now it's starting to get super dark, so you stop by the nearest town that you can find, and it is called White Sands. But before we do that, what have you guys been kind of doing the past 2 days?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm so glad you asked. I will go last.
I'll go first.
Ladies first.
I'm gonna say Sage has been taking pictures of the sights. They saw the Grand Canyon, and she's taking pictures because she it's pretty. She just sometimes likes nature. She likes nature. It's just she doesn't like going on crazy family road trips kind of deal. So this is the outside of the road trip. She gets to see a lot of pretty nature.
All right, nice.
Angeline.
Angeline is just taking every chance she can to find a cryptid. She's the type
Sir,
of
have
person.
you seen Bigfoot?
She's the type of person where if they see a cat or a dog, they pull over to pet it, but instead of that, it's cryptids.
Oh God.
Sir, have you seen Mothman? He's got red eyes, he's about yay tall, clearly gay, but we haven't had the talk. Oh my goodness. Okay, alright.
What about you, Jones?
Well, I think Jones views this as just a normal road trip, and he is going to use every opportunity he can to bond with his wife and daughter. And he's definitely doing that through the dad move of just pulling people to the side sometimes to have conversations or little activities with them. You know, not big things, but just hey, come here, kiddo, we're gonna sit outside, look at the stars, and we're gonna talk for a little bit. And he will definitely join Sage on her picture-taking escapades and take some pictures with her and talk to her about how school is going and stuff. And when Angeline gets particularly antsy for cryptid action, he follows her into the woods or on whatever hike she does or whatever alley she crawls through.
Wait. So are you saying that you don't leave your 15-year-old daughter, right? Like you.
Well,
take
I
her-
imagine she's not with us all the like. Sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to go out and do whatever weird thing. I'm gonna stay in the hotel.
Okay, because I was like, if it's
No,
just,
we don't just abandon you in the middle of the woods.
no,
It's
I
just-
thought it was like you leave me in the car.
Yeah, we just ditch you and just leave you there.
Sage just
No.
Sage just claws at the window, has no idea how to get out.
There's a sign taped to the window. Do not break the window. AC is on. They are listening to their favorite music. So you guys are in White Sands, which is a little town outside of Las Cruces, which I don't know is just like a bigger city, I guess. I don't know much about New Mexico.
That's fair.
You guys have stopped in this little teeny tiny town, and you guys find a little motel to stay the night in. What do you do first?
Well, I imagine that we set up shop in our rooms first, right? You bring in whatever you don't want in the car into the motel room. You kind of get comfortable. There's a little argument about who gets what bed, and then you like kick off your shoes and you have a conversation about whether you're gonna turn on the motel TV and see what's on, or if you're gonna go out into the town and like get food and look at the sights. Generally.
I check out the public affairs office.
Or that could happen.
You know it's like 12 o'clock at night.
I check out the public affairs office.
All right, so you are standing outside the front of the very much closed at 7 p.m. public affairs office.
Drat! They saw me coming.
I would like to be with her. Like the second Angeline was like, I'm going out in the middle of the night to go to the public affairs office, Jones was like, oh, we're not having any of that. And is followed her out into whatever she wants to do.
All right, so Sage, are you
Sage?
still at the hotel?
I'm gonna say yeah. It's like midnight, and she's tired. She fell asleep in the car, and then like was woken up to get into the motel, and she just like passed out. Like it didn't even change.
Oh.
And I hate that so much. That's like all of my childhood, every single road trip.
Oh yeah,
She's
definitely.
all tuckered out from being edgy.
Yeah, but like as soon as I found out it was closed, I just go back to the hotel.
Why,
Alright, well,
honey?
I just want to see if it was open, see if I could talk to anyone, ask if they knew Bigfoot.
It's
when
midnight.
you're standing outside
Why would
the
it-
public affairs office, you see this person. They're kind of like walking by, but they're walking very quickly, and so when they come up to you, like just chilling out in the middle of the street, and they're like literally in a hurry walking by, they kind of like give you a weird stare. So what do you do?
I just stare at them. They're staring at me, I'll stare back at them.
I smile and wave like an actual person would do.
So the guy comes up and he's like, yeah, you guys must not be from around here.
Nah, we just stopped in town for the night, and my wife got a little antsy, so we're out for a midnight walk.
He's like, oh, well, nice to meet you. I'm Mateo. See, I can't do a Mexican accent, but he's supposed to have one. But yeah, Mateo's, he's like, yeah, I wouldn't actually recommend you stay out too much. It's like really late, and we've been having a trouble with like wild dogs around. I haven't seen any, but it's definitely something to hurry home for.
What kind of wild dogs are you talking about?
Oh yeah, you know, like probably a case of rabies. We're a small town, but there's a lot of big garbage dumps and stuff in New Mexico, and you know, like rumors of government like testing, and we're literally right next to a missile range. You never know what kind of chemicals are out there.
That's fair. Now,
All the dogs get the mange, and they just it's not good.
let's take a step back for a moment. Did you say wild dogs?
Yeah, it's a big problem around here. Most people keep their pets inside at night and most of the day as well. You never know.
Jones has a visceral flashback to his horrible nightmare. Jones is gonna take Angeline's arm and be like, maybe we should listen to the nice man and get on back. We don't want to leave Sage alone for too long.
No, honey, this is great. We should check out that museum.
It's closed. It's midnight. Everything is closed, darling. We can check it out tomorrow morning. Come on, we're walking back. Let's get going. And I'm kind of hustling us back towards
Yeah.
the motel as subtly and quickly as I
Yeah.
can.
Tyler totally gets it. He's like, yeah, anyway, see you around. He keeps hurrying off to his
Yeah,
home.
stay safe out there. What a nice guy.
He could have given us more information.
He's a civilian. I don't. What I mean, what did you
Civilians
expect?
give the best information.
This isn't like a Skyrim. Like he's not a Skyrim NPC. Did we walk to this area?
Yeah, it's not that far. It's just a few blocks away.
Yeah.
Okay. We are walking back, and Jones is trying to get them on a relatively quick pace, but he also doesn't want to seem like he's shuttling her back to the motel or anything. So it's like casual speed walking, but the casual is in parentheses, you know?
Well, you guys make it back to the hotel, all right? And I'm assuming you just go to sleep.
Jones stays up.
Stays up.
Yeah, he doesn't go to bed.
What does he do?
I mean, he's in bed, but he doesn't fall asleep. He just sits up and he does various activities to keep his mind awake and busy.
For
A lot of-
how long?
Like as long as he can, I imagine. He doesn't want
Does
like
he just not sleep?
not tonight. He's thinking about
He's
that
been spooked.
nightmare. He's not freaking out necessarily, but he's just cautious. He's on his phone. He definitely Googled what to do if you're attacked by a dog.
I'm gonna say, like, after the hour of you two getting ready for bed, you probably last about an hour longer and then you just pass out.
Yeah,
Because you've
that's
been
fair.
driving
That's
them all day, like every day, maybe taking turns, but you're probably still doing most of the driving as your wife wants to check the maps and write the whole time.
He's like, this is gonna be a late night for me, I think. I think I'm gonna stay up, and then like he passes out immediately.
So you guys, you have a pretty good rest until about 5 in the morning. You hear very distant gunshots, and they're not like quite loud enough to like shock you awake, but I mean, maybe it's like suspicious enough. Maybe you know the sound, so you'd like be like, "Whoa, what was that?" kind of thing. And it's morning. I'm gonna who would use Yelp the most?
Angeline.
All right.
I mean, I already knew that where the public affairs office was and the museum.
That's true.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, you've been looking up on your phone, and here's a couple of things that are in town. So it has the Missile Museum. It has White Sands Italian Cafe for lunch and breakfast. It has a Subway. It has a bowling alley called Roadrunner Lanes, and it has the Army base and a couple other like boring things.
Angel, I'm thinking we get breakfast and we move on.
The guy talked about all the dogs and the gunshots last night. There's something going on here.
Yes, your reasoning is also exactly my reasoning for why I'm saying we should get breakfast and move on.
Let's get breakfast and then we'll see.
Okay, we will discuss it over breakfast. I'm gonna go wake up Sage.
What are we leaving? What are we doing today?
It's time for breakfast. I need you to get dressed and get up.
Oh, I slept in my clothes. This is really uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Just give me like a good 30 minutes to shower and get ready. Like give me like a good 30 minutes. I just woke up. I'm not here.
No, that's all right, hon.
Okay, well, in those 30 minutes, Angeline kind of strolls around the town looking for stuff.
Jones follows
where'd he go?
Angeline.
Well, my first direction would be in the direction of those gunshots.
Jones is gonna try and steer her away from the gunshots.
You're gonna have to find out which way the gunshots came from. I'm gonna say that's investigate a mystery.
Can I hinder this?
She can make her roll, and depending what it is, you can still try to talk Angeline out of it.
Okay, that's fair.
And Jamie, you'll have to do whatever you think is logical for Angeline. Don't just be like, oh, she ignores all reason and
But that's one of her moves, though.
That's true!
oh man.
She ignores. She gets experience point for ignoring reason. Oh lord, this is gonna go great.
Keep in mind your daughter is in the shower.
Yeah, we can't go too far. Like Sage is getting ready.
Okay,
Yeah, half an
before you
hour.
continue, Angeline, make the roll for investigate a mystery.
It's 7.
On a 7 to 9, you can ask one of the following questions. I'm gonna assume, where did it go?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably find that out just from like knowing about guns. We were talking about whether or not you had your gun on you. What the hell is a garrote?
A garrote is not a gun.
Oh, Oh gosh.
Looks like someone Googled
gosh.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the wire with the
Why?
2 sticks at the end, and you can choke
Why?
people with it.
Anyway, continue.
Okay, so you find out which direction it's coming from, and it's coming from like one of the houses, like up near the north of the town, like where that missile range is. There's a couple small houses up there. You know it came from that direction. So what do you do?
I walk around just kind of pretending to stroll, taking a morning walk, and I kind of look around for any disturbances there might be.
I can't stress enough how much Jones is trying to get her out of this situation.
Okay, well, how does he try to get her out of the situation?
He puts his arms on her shoulders and he's like, Sage is going to be ready in a little bit. Let's stay close to the motel. You know, let's not wander off too far, all right?
Of course, we still got 20 minutes though.
Those will go by fast. Gunshots are bad. And he kind of fizzles out after that.
Okay, well, can I take +1 ongoing?
You just... Oh, good lord.
Did you just take your move?
Contrary. He didn't do a good job convincing me.
Jones has a
you
-1 charm.
All right. Yeah, you get +1 ongoing.
He's following her, and he's like, "Come on, look at the time, Angeline."
He probably shouts to Sage, like, "Hey, we're going out. Your mom's going out."
Sage.
Oh, I thought we had already left.
I'm gonna say you were still talking inside the building because there's no point in him mentioning Sage if you're outside already. Okay, so now you're outside. Are you just heading up north?
I just take a brisk walk up that way, trying to get as much ground as I can in 20 minutes.
All right, so you're walking up and you pass by the Italian cafe, just a bunch of buildings. There's like a couple people out in the morning getting into cars, probably heading off to whatever jobs they have in this small town. But there's not that many people, and they kind of look at you weird, but that's just because it's like small town, everyone knows each other, and you're obviously new. But not anything like the, oh, you should go back inside kind of thing from last night.
Jones definitely takes it as a you should go back inside. He's like, this is unsafe. Angeline, we need to get back.
Well, it will go back in just a little bit.
Sage is gonna be ready to go in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Sweetheart, I have you. I'll be fine. And I give him a little peck on the cheek and keep going.
Okay, that's cute.
So
Good
you
PlayStation
reach
for the moment.
the general area of where you heard the gunshots coming from. What do you do?
Jones would like to read a bad situation.
All right.
That is a... Ooh, not ideal, but it's an 8.
8? All right. What is your question?
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
You look around, and the houses over here are kind of shabby. In fact, one or two of them probably aren't quite houses. They're more like those mobile homes that are just kind of plonked down on the ground. And so you notice one that has an old man sitting out in front, quietly smoking, and he's got a shotgun behind him up against the mobile home. So that would be a danger. He's got a gun. There's nobody out in this area except for him. But there are other buildings that you can see lights on. People are like waking up and doing their thing.
I go up to the guy with the gun.
Angeline!
I ask him if he knows anything about the gunshots last night. If it was him.
So this is a really, really old guy. He is an old Latino man who has tons and tons of wrinkles.
Hey, mister, did you hear those gunshots last night? I was wondering if you knew anything about what happened.
This old guy, he kind of like lazily looks up at you, and on the back got his shotgun, and he's like, "Yeah, I know a thing or two about it.
Care to share?
It's those damn dogs. They're getting into my place and my stuff.
Oh, so it was you. What are these dogs like?
They're wild. They aren't like any. They're like coyotes, but something's wrong with them.
Would you say they're not normal? Maybe alien?
No, it sounds like a perfectly normal case of a pack of wild dogs or a pack of coyotes doing some hunting because their food supply is running low. This happens all the time when they get antsy and they don't have as much food in their natural habitat. They encroach more into town and they eat out of garbage and they eat hens and such. It's there's nothing out of the ordinary here.
Honey, he just said they weren't coyotes, though.
It was dark.
Uh,
It was dark, right?
Lady, I said they're light coyotes.
Why are we saying that word like this?
Because I don't actually know how to say coyotes.
That's how you say it. You said it right that time.
When you read it, it's spelled coyote.
Oh, good lord. Jones is going to put his arm around his wife, smile at the old man, and say, well, it's about time we got on back. And he is going to kind of push.
And he stops you right there, and he's like, wait, just a minute, young man. I think I see something in ya.
Oh boy.
Angeline's eyes widen.
The old man, he gets up and he's like waving for you to just like sit still for a bit as he opens the door to his mobile home, and there's like a lot of stuff in there, like a lot. It's like old guy collector stuff. And he comes back out with this weird looking like skull. Jones, why don't you describe what this skull looks like?
Oh boy. So it looks a lot like a human skull, but it's got a lot of cracks coming from the eye sockets and kind of spider webbing across the surface. It does not have a lower jaw, but it is not missing any teeth on the top half, and this is punctuated by the fact that it has abnormally sharp, protruding canines.
All right, so he pulls this thing out and he brings it up to you, Jones, and he's like, "This thing is very, very powerful, and I just feel that you're the one who needs to have this."
No, I think you should. This seems important family heirloom,
Just
or
take
maybe.
the damn skull, boy.
Honey, take the nice man's gift.
I don't really feel comfortable with. Jones kind of looks between the old man and his wife, who are both kind of shoving this creepy skull at him, and he gingerly takes it and holds it and is like, "Is this real bone?"
The old man just kind of like slowly hobbles back to his chair and sits back down again. He's like, "You take good care of that.
This feels like real bone.
That thing was meant for you."
Thank you, sir. We certainly will take good care of this.
I don't understand why you're so comfortable with this.
Honey, can I take that for a second?
Jones happily hands it to her. He then takes it back and he's like, on one condition.
Yeah.
We head back to the motel right now.
Sure thing, honey.
You say that.
Sage is probably out of the shower by now, so it's time to head back.
She's probably been out of the shower for some time, and I am pushing her towards the motel.
After he gave me the skull.
Yes, Angeline is holding the skull. I have my arms looped through Angeline's, and I am not forcefully guiding her towards the motel, but it is not, you are free to wander and meander. It is very directing us in a certain path.
You start walking back, and as you pass that Italian cafe again, you hear a trash can crash over, and you kind of see something like skitter around and run back out.
Angeline runs to it.
There's like a bunch of yelling going on from one person in particular, and yeah, I guess you run around the cafe to see what's happening. And
Nope.
Well, Angeline does.
If I have to pick you up and carry you, I will. You are a small woman, and I am a very large man.
That's true. I'm a foot shorter than you.
I am trying to drag her the opposite direction of.
I think Angeline was at least able to get enough steps in to go to the edge of the cafe to see like that alley that's on the side, and then Jones would have been able to like catch up and stop her, but obviously if she's like instinct first thing to run. And Angeline, you just see this young lady, probably around maybe 17 or 18, in a waitress outfit, kind of like shouting after whatever just knocked over this trash can, and there's like a ton of trash on the ground around her.
Okay, well, I try to go to her, and if my husband will let me.
Yeah, he can't. He's not gonna pick her up. He's just gonna.
Okay, well, I take your hand and drag you over with me.
He's following, unhappily, but he's following.
As you approach, she like realizes that she was being really loud, so she kind of quiets down as you come closer.
So I go up to her, and I'm being friendly. Hey, so, heard you screaming. What did you see?
Oh, it's those damn dogs again. They keep eating the garbage. I can't even see why they would want to eat it.
See, Nothing out of the ordinary here. I'm sorry about your garbage, I guess. Angeline, can we go?
Was there anything that didn't look normal about it?
Just a really gross looking dog. I mean, it runs off, but luckily the sound of just like coming out scares it off. Those things though, they make my life such a pain. I don't even see why they'd come so far into town.
Yeah, sorry to bother you, I guess. I can't help but dogs. There was something else I could have helped, but not dogs.
Yeah. Hey, are you two new in town?
We're passing through.
We're just stopping by. We're on our way out now, actually.
Oh, well, if you need a place to, like, eat breakfast before you go, it's pretty early in the morning. I'm assuming you're staying at that motel that's, like, around the corner. Yeah, they don't serve continental breakfast there, like, as far as I know. So, this place is always nice. Don't mind the dog issue. That has nothing to do with the food inside.
You know what? We'll take you up on that offer. We need to pick up our daughter first.
Oh, nice. I'll be happy to see y'all then. And she goes back inside.
Alright, Angeline starts heading to the hotel.
Yeah,
Jones
I'm just gonna say you guys
follows a
make it
little
back
bit
to the
behind.
hotel. Yeah.
At the room, Sage has her arms crossed, kind of like, it took you this long. I've been waiting for 10 minutes. What held you up?
Jones puts his head in his hands and is like, I tried.
Sweetheart, this creepy Mexican dude with a shotgun gave this to us.
Don't call him creepy.
He was a really creepy guy.
Dad?
That wasn't a comment on his race so much as the fact that he handed us what I imagine to be an actual skull.
What?
I hold up the skull.
Okay, now I'll take that. It was weird when you just started off that way, Mom. That didn't make sense.
Yeah, we're probably gonna drop this off the first chance we get.
Nuh-uh, I'm keeping it for research.
It's a skull.
Is it
Like
real?
it.
It is real.
It's definitely bone. Jones begins shuffling the girls around and gathering up everything. He's getting them all packed up and back into the car. He's going to drive them to the diner. They're going to get food and they are going to leave in his mind. Like, you can see the mental calculations forming as, like, his eyes kind of dart around as he's trying to get everything packed up as quickly as possible. But, oh, so...
Dad, are you okay?
I'm fine, sweetheart. I think it's about time we got going. The locals have a kind of wild dog problem that I'm not particularly fond of getting involved in.
Problem is, I'm not getting any good information on them. They just seem like normal dogs. But I know there's something here.
Mom, not everything has to be a mystery. It might just be some wild dogs.
Then why don't they get rid of them?
What? The thing you just said is mind-boggling.
Mom, what?
They're wild dogs that they said that no one likes them.
You don't just shoot wild dogs, Mom.
That Mexican guy did.
Even then, that's not how it works. Like, just because you shoot them doesn't remove the problem.
Yeah, it kinda does.
Wild dogs are just as much in the country as trees, or annoying tourists getting up in your business, or creepy old men handing you actual skulls. Where's the jawbone? He kept the jawbone for himself, I think.
Okay, enough of the weird talk. Can we just go eat?
Oh yeah, this nice lady invited us in.
So yeah, you guys head to the cafe and you guys go in and you see the same girl, and now that you're kind of like inside and it's nice and well lit, you can see that she has a name tag and it's Sammy. She sees you guys and she walks over and kind of waves you over to a booth and she hands you a couple menus. Can I start you off with any drinks? Maybe coffee? She says, looking at Jones.
Jones definitely nods and he's like, 1 black coffee, please.
I'd like a water with some lemon in it.
All right, coffee, water, and lemon. And for you?
I'll just have orange juice.
She nods and goes and gets the drinks. And she comes back.
Well, I already know what I want. You guys ready to order?
No.
I'm probably just gonna get this omelet.
Okay, well, honey, you think while we order. Jones here wants an omelet, and I would like some waffles with berries.
I'll just get some toast with some butter, please?
I mean, you need to eat more than that.
You gotta eat something. Who knows when we're gonna pull up to the next restaurant, hon?
At least get something to go.
Great. I hate picking.
Sammy kind of like perks up and she's like, "We've got some scrambled eggs and hash browns. I could put the rest of those in a box. They come with the toast."
That
That
would
would-
be fantastic.
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
She nods, and as she's kind of like writing these order down, she like looks up again. And she's like, "I'm so sorry about earlier too. I don't know what came over me. It's just so frustrating."
What
It's
happened earlier?
understandable.
What happened earlier?
Her
What?
trash got in to buy those wild dogs, and she was pretty frustrated, but you know, cleaning up trash can be a pain.
I mean, I'm pretty frustrated that you didn't get to see anything.
Mom.
Another guy in the booth next to you actually like leans over and starts talking to Sammy like over you guys. It's like, those dogs giving you more trouble today. And Sammy kind of like, this is a small town, so they're all pretty casual. Sammy's like, yeah, I don't see why that would bother with our garbage. It's always taken out to the dump outside of town anyway, so why come into town to eat it? And
Jones.
Lewis nods and he's like, those damn things.
Jones can feel Angeline's power being strengthened by the mystery and just quietly puts his head down on the table.
Sage takes a deep breath.
Mister, you seem to know something about this. Any information?
He looks over and he's like, oh yeah, I'm on the edge of town, just kind of, those dogs, they come around at night sometimes. They always try and get into people's houses. They steal animals and stuff at night. That's why we keep our pets inside. But it's just a nuisance, honestly. Nothing to be too afraid of. So he kind of goes back to eating, which I think is much to the relief of Jones. You eat breakfast. Sammy gives you the box for the rest of Sage's lunch. You pay for the check and go back to the car, I guess.
Yeah, Jones is eager to get them out of town before Angeline becomes too entrenched.
Hey, Dad, I saw that there's a museum. I kind of wanted to look at it. It's like the only major thing in town, and I mean, we're here.
Sweetheart,
Angeline looks at Jones with big eyes.
are you sure?
I mean, yeah, it's the one thing we're here. It's at least it would be something to do. Like, we could just say, like, hey, on our road trip, we saw this cool, like, missile range museum.
Yeah, okay, sure. He stops them off and he gets out with them.
You guys go up to the missile range and you pull up into the parking lot and you see this pile. You notice that it's like a dead animal. It's not like roadkill, it's not smashed, it's just dead.
Oh my god.
Looks like the wild dogs got it. That's a real shame.
What kind of animal?
Angeline, would you like to roll Investigate a Mystery since that's one of the questions? What sort of creature is it?
Are you sure this isn't read a bad situation?
I mean, if Jones wants to read a bad situation.
This seems like they're in the thick of it. Jones is gonna read a bad situation.
Well, first, let's do Angeline.
I got a 9.
So 9, hold 1.
What is it?
Okay, what sort of creature is it? So you kind of like stand over it, and you notice that it is some kind of dog. It's dog-sized, it's got the snout and the ears of a canine. And you can't tell what kind of breed because it is like super mangy, and it almost looks like it's been rotting there for a little while.
That doesn't give me much information.
And Jones, are you doing yours?
Yeah, I got another 8. So I'm going to ask, what is the best way to protect the victims? The victims in this case being us, particularly Sage and Angeline.
I'd say that logically, the best way to protect the victims is to go inside since you know you can't get them back into the car. And being outside is probably not the best idea. For Jones, who thinks that apparently dogs can just run out and attack anyone at any time.
That's an actual thing that happened. Dogs can just run out and attack anyone at any time. Especially packs of wild dogs. They don't leave corpses alone, even as like their own. Yeah, no, that's not happening.
He's also got his dream on his mind.
Jones knows better than to mess with a dead dog in the middle of somewhere. He's gonna usher his family inside. He's gonna suggest that someone call animal control to have this picked up.
You get them inside, and there's like the desk clerk at the front of the museum, and you say that. You like say, hey, there's a dead animal. It looks like it's been there for a while. It's like rotting.
Yeah.
And the guy is like, oh man, another one turned up? Those things turn up like every day.
Angeline perks up.
It hasn't been there. It's just gotten there this morning, I guess. It's been a couple hours since I've been out there.
So are
Really?
these zombie dogs?
I don't know about zombie dogs. They're just sick and they walk up and just fall over these things.
So there's something causing them to be sick.
Yeah, it looks
Wild
like it.
dogs are often sick.
Not this kind of sick.
It happens.
Well, whatever you say, honey. We're here for our daughter.
Yeah, I mean, like, the dog's kind of, not ideal, but I just wanted to see, like, the museum. Like, this is not what I had in mind. She kind of has her arms wrapped around herself because it's like, it's a dead dog. No one likes seeing a dead dog.
I mean, Angeline certainly does.
I'm sorry. I'm looking up research on the Missile Range Museum because I know nothing about this place.
Well, I mean, I'm just for narrative's sake.
We just kind of go through the museum.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through the back stuff, trying to see if I can find anything.
Sage is kind of interested because it's like, it's not super what she's into, but it's like interesting enough. Like,
Yeah, so you go through the entire museum.
At what point are we eaten by mangy demon dogs?
Just like his dream foretold.
I just like he's generally a pretty calm, level-headed person, but also I imagine he's relatively protective and cautious, and that nightmare has kind of put him on edge, and he is not a fan of this.
Okay, but where are the cryptids? Where's the cryptid museum?
Yeah, so you finish going through the museum. I suppose you go back out to the car?
yeah.
Pass by that dog.
When you go out to the car, you see that old man again. He waves to you.
Angeline moves
He
back.
starts off with like, I don't think I got your names the last time.
My name is Angeline Jones, and this is Jones.
I'm
And this is my daughter Sage.
Okay, don't let me introduce myself. Okay, whatever. Thanks.
don't
Bye.
make a big deal out of it. She's just being nice.
I was joking with her, Dad.
The guy's like, nice to meet you all. Angelina Jones, Mr. Jones, and Miss Sage Jones.
No, I just mostly go by my last name.
My name's Juan Manuel. I just was stopping by to look at this here dog, and you know, it just occurred to me that I gave you a special something, and I felt like I should do the same for your wife over here. And he actually just hands over his shotgun.
Angeline just squeals with delight.
What is happening? That's not legal. No,
That's
what?
not how you do that.
Do you have papers?
He's like, out here, y'all gotta protect yourselves and stuff. You never know when these things are gonna start becoming a bit more aggressive, as they have lately.
I mean, we are traveling, so I don't know where this would be legal. So I'll just hide it.
Jones is very unsure about how to take this whole situation.
Mom was just handed a shotgun. I don't know how I feel about that. And
And it's a very nice shotgun.
please don't remind me.
Oh,
He-
goodness.
While you guys are talking, this old guy, he like pulls out a bag and is putting the corpse into the bag.
Whoa, what you doing there?
I'm just cleaning up a bit of this roadkill. These poor folks at the museum, they've got it rough out here on the edge of town. So many of these things come out from that missile range out there. I'm just trying to help them out, you know, get this off their hands.
Well, that's rather nice of you.
Yeah, I just bring them back out to the dump. Figure their own kind will get rid of it.
Where is this missile range?
Maybe a couple more miles out from the museum, but like it's that direction. It's, you know, they don't put streets right through it. You don't want people driving in there.
Yeah, because who would do that? Jones looks directly at Angeline.
Juan kind of like waves and goes
Wait,
off.
hold on.
What?
I take the skull out of my purse and I just hold it up and like, what is this thing? You said it's special. Why is it special?
Oh, it's for your husband there. It's for Jones. He's got to be the one to find out what it does.
That's ominous.
I just kind of turn to Jones and I look him up and down, look at the skull, look back at him. What?
Don't ask me. I've been keeping that for when the right person came along. It's not for me. I can't figure out what to do with it.
How do you know who's the right person? Like, that's kind of a weird thing to have on hand. Like,
First of all, little one, I didn't have it on hand. It's been sitting in the back of my trailer for way too long now.
what?
But yeah, just because I knew that the moment that these people came into town, you people, that it was the
You
right people to
people.
give it to. I just know people like me, people in the oh, never mind. They just know. Anyways, I gotta go dispose of this thing. It's gonna stink up my car if I leave it in too long.
Jones
Bye.
would like to investigate a mystery. He does not trust this old man as far as he can throw him, which is actually relatively far. He seems incredibly sketchy.
That is very true. Like, Sage is just like holding her head, being like, "What the heck? That makes what?"
Honey, he seems like a very nice guy.
Well, I have good news and bad news.
It was a mixed success.
On the good news, I get to mark an experience point. In terms of bad news, I failed my roll. And when you fail a investigate a mystery roll, the keeper gets to ask you questions, and that information is revealed to the monster or whoever you are talking to. He could
So
ask.
what were you going to do with your investigative mystery?
I was going to ask him where he got the skull, where the jawbone was. I wanted to know like what he was actually doing here. I wanted to like figure out his whole shtick. I felt like he wasn't telling us a lot.
I'm gonna say that you unknowingly give him more affirmation that you are the chosen one,
What does he do?
and so he is now more adamant to make sure that you do not return that thing or get rid of it.
What just happened?
I'm like oh okay sure.
And
Oh.
he goes off.
What a nice man.
And I'm just gonna say that anyone you talk to in this town now will not take the skull from you.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I probably wasn't gonna try and pawn it off to them anyway.
Hey guys, let's go check out that missile launch place. That sounds fun, right?
Absolutely not. Under no circumstances. That's not open to the public.
Honey,
No, I'm not. We're not going to break the law, and
honey.
we're not going to. We have our 15-year-old daughter with us.
Sage!
Yeah, I would rather not want to go to the missile field. I'd rather get in the car.
Since it's 2 against 1, Jones does get you all back in the car, and you
Hell yeah.
guys are driving when suddenly your car breaks down.
You're kidding.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Jones,
your car breaks down, and you're a little ways out from town now.
We gotta call the pickup service.
yeah. Jones calls the nearest tow service, and he looks at Angeline and Sage and says, "Please don't get out of the car." And then he gets out of the car, and he is going to open up the hood of the car and look at it.
Angeline just like slowly and cartoonishly pulls up her new shotgun.
Good lord, that old man though.
Mom, put the gun away. There's gonna be people coming up, and people are gonna question why you have a shotgun.
She slowly lowers it back down.
It's
You've called the tow truck. They say that it's going to take a couple hours to get out there, even though it probably totally wouldn't. You know, they just procrastinate for no reason. And as you're out here, you see a couple of things running around in the kind of like grassy desert off to the side, you know, between the tumbleweeds and the other bushes that grow in the desert.
I pull up my shotgun again.
Jones slowly closes the hood and begins to inch around the side of the car towards the driver's side so he can open up the door and get in.
These things, they run up, and it's three more of the dogs. But you can see that these ones do look a lot like what you might describe as zombie dogs. Look almost exactly like the dead one that you just found, but they are running around and growling very angrily.
Honey, guys, I was right. They're zombie dogs.
Mom, please stop.
Angeline would probably recognize what cryptid this is, yeah.
I mean, is it a cryptid, or is it just they're sick with something?
No, this is an actual cryptid.
No.
R-
These
What?
are not.
So they're straight up zombie dogs. Okay.
Can I investigate a mystery to see if I can tell what's happening? Like, what are they? What's going on with them?
Sure, roll.
I got a 12.
A 12?
All added up.
Wow.
A 4, a 6, plus 2.
Dang.
Hold 2, I guess.
Well, probably, what sort of creature is it? Or kind of a mix between what sort of creature is it and what can it do? Kind of just like, because I know they're zombie dogs,
Yeah.
but I want to know if I know any more about
Well,
it.
you do have 2 hold.
Maybe what happened here? Like, what happened to them?
Alright. What can it do? These dogs look very lean, so they probably aren't very heavy, but they are very, like, they've got dog claws, and they are growling, and so they've got bites,
They've
and
got
they
bites.
look very,
Fun
they've
fact,
got
don't
bites.
get
Well, I
bit.
mean, that's what they can, that's
Is
what
that
they
the
can
ta-
do. That's their
Is that the
attack.
tagline to our show? Welcome to Camping with Cryptids. They've got bites.
Yeah.
How many
Okay, and
bites?
what happened
they
here? I'm gonna say that deducing from what you've heard about like the whole dump and like other chemicals and whatever is going on with the missile range, everyone's has different like explanations for it. These dogs have like a lot of acid burns and like it looks like they've been turning on each other occasionally, which is not really normal, but they just look like they're like in a lot of pain, and that's kind of what's making them so angry. So these things, see, I don't know how to do a fight when you're in the car.
I'm the only target, but
Yeah, I'll say
I am
you're
outside
still
the-
outside of the car, so they
Yeah.
run up. There are 3 of them.
Oh,
And what
cool.
do you-
Can I do something?
Yeah, you can. There's no order to the fight.
Okay, well, I want to jump out of the car and climb on top of it so I'm safe, and then start shooting the dogs coming towards my husband.
I told you specifically to stay in the car.
Honey, I am protecting you.
Okay, since it's not really normal to climb on top of a truck from inside of the truck,
It's a minivan.
plus you're holding a gun, a minivan, yeah, and that's probably even harder because you got to make sure you don't dent the roof. Roll an act under pressure.
Okay.
How much cool do you got?
I got a 6.
Oh no.
6. Okay, you climb on top, but you don't quite manage to close the door. So the dog jumps past Jones and is kind of like snapping at Sage through the door.
Sage is obviously screaming.
Also,
I would like to roll.
another one of the dogs is attempting to climb on top of the car from the front, and then the third one is focusing on Jones.
Okay, I would like to tackle the dog that is getting into the car
All right.
because Sage is unarmed. That would be like protect
That will
someone.
be on the other side of the car, though. Because I got out from my side.
Yeah, sorry. They just ran around.
I'd like to slide across the hood.
You want to do a roll over the front of the car?
Absolutely. She's an unarmed child.
She's your child too.
Yeah. I would just like to stress how much of this is Angeline's fault and how unhappy with
So
her
I
Jones
think
is.
that would be
Protect someone. Yeah.
get
Oh no.
I got a 2. Let
Oh,
me
God,
add
a
1
2?
moment.
Oh
2 plus.
Mark harm, buddy.
you better have 5 tough.
Okay. So I got it up to a staggering 4.
You
Does he get bit by the one trying to climb up the front?
Yeah. So what happens is as
I-
you roll over, one, you don't stop the dog that's trying to snap at Sage. So Sage, you get 1 harm.
Oh great.
And
How much armor do you have, Sage?
I have armor? That's a thing?
If you don't have a move or a item that gives you armor, you don't have armor.
I don't have
I don't
any
think
of
she gets
that.
armor.
Yeah,
Neither of us have armor.
I'm the
Yeah,
only
no.
one with armor. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, I'm at 6 now.
Yeah.
Crap.
Okay, well, I want to shoot that one.
Shouldn't you be at 1 harm?
Well, let's
Well, like out of.
It counts
Yeah.
up. It doesn't count down.
Oh, okay.
and do
And
I?
you
I
slide
get it.
off into the other dog, but you only get 1 harm there as well. So you are fine.
Yeah, the dog bites me and it doesn't puncture the skin for some reason.
It's just kind of gnawing on your leg, and you're just like, what?
Jones is
And
trying very
because
hard not to panic.
Jones slid over the car. The dog that was focusing on Jones, because the dog that was focusing on Angeline is now focusing on Jones. The ones that was focusing on Jones is now focusing on Angeline.
Well, screw that one. I'm shooting the one biting my daughter. I'm gonna kick some ass.
It's inside the car. You're on top of the car. You'd be shooting through the
well,
roof.
no, because
with
the
a
door
shotgun.
wasn't. No, the door wasn't fully closed. So how I see it was, it got partway through, and it's like its head is in, biting her leg, and she's trying to close it.
Okay, you know the
Yeah.
spray on a shotgun?
Yeah, and I'm shooting it at its butt, which is outside the car.
Okay.
You're literally shooting some ass.
Yep. I'm kicking some ass.
All right, roll plus stuff.
Oh no!
What'd you roll?
I got a 3.
Oh man.
We are killing it.
So you completely missed with the shotgun. I'm gonna say like maybe you're used to like a smaller gun or something. Maybe you have like a family pistol. Your shotgun completely misses, and
Oh no!
the dog that was trying to climb up on the car.
Because of the blast, it would throw me back off the car
Yeah,
too.
you yeah, I'd say you fall off.
into the other dog.
Oh God.
You get bit by the dog that was focusing on you. Plus, you get the wind knocked out of you. So, like, whatever you do next, keep in mind that, like, you're having trouble breathing.
I'm knocked prone.
I have fallen off of a ledge before. It sucks to get the wind knocked out.
I've
I
fallen
know.
off a horse with you on top of me.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of what Sage would do, but like she's a 15-year-old in a car, and like the only thing I could think of is like to use magic, but that would be like she doesn't know.
Oh, maybe that's how she finds out.
But does
Yeah, well,
is
this is a very stressful situation.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
very
what I'm
stressful
thinking
situation.
though. So I think I'm gonna use magic like it's a stressful situation, so I feel like this is where it could like manifest.
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah.
That's
so
fair.
I'm gonna roll. Let's see how this goes. Okay, it's a 12.
What?
Wow.
Lovely.
I'm choosing an effect. I'm looking at it.
Yes, you have multiple effects.
Yeah, I'm looking at the effects. Can I do one thing that is beyond human limitations?
Why
Sure.
wouldn't
Yeah,
But-
no, because I want to do like a scream kind of that like hurts their ears and that like is more so than it normally would.
Yeah, go ahead.
that would
Absolutely.
be dealing
That's
harm?
great.
Though. You can use magic to hurt them.
Yeah, go ahead. You yell, and it's like deafening. In fact, it like vibrates the car, and all 3 of the dogs cower, and they end up running off. But they all run off in the same direction, and it's kind of like off into some like craggy rocks.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm still probably struggling with my breath, but I try to open the passenger door on the side that I am now on to check on Sage.
I go to check on
Yeah.
Sage as well.
You don't need to roll anything for that. That's just normal.
Honey, are you okay?
I got bit, but what happened?
That doesn't matter right now. How's your leg?
I mean, it hurts. I mean, it's a dog biting me. I don't know if
Okay, well, I'll get the first aid kit in the back. I kind of try to stumble to the back.
Mom, are you okay?
I got knocked off a car and then bit by a dog. I'll be fine. You're of the utmost important right now.
Dad, what about you? I mean, I saw the dog bite you. Are you okay?
Jones looks down where he was bitten, and it's fine. And he's like, I guess I'm fine, sweetheart. Let's focus on you.
I come back with the med kit and I start patching up her leg.
She's shaken up like that. She was just screaming and that she got bit. There were like zombie dogs. Sage just freaked out.
How does healing work?
It needs time and stuff. So like
Medical attention will heal moderate wounds from 1 to 3.
So
Yeah, so you guys are good, I guess, if you patch yourselves.
I told you to stay in the car.
you were in danger.
I was getting in the car. We were going to sit in the car, and it was going to be fine.
You didn't get in fast enough. They were gaining on you.
Jones doesn't say anything. Jones just sits there quietly.
Honey, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna assume you guys don't follow the dogs, right?
no.
No.
I don't think so.
Alright. You hear a howl, and it is very eerie, and it kind of becomes guttural at the end. And from where the 3 other dogs went, you see 2 of them come back, followed by one much larger creature.
Oh, Lord.
Keep the
And this
door locked.
creature, it's much worse off than the other dogs. In fact, not only is it much worse off, it seems to be living like this. The other dogs are like dying, This one seems to be surviving with its wounds and its acid burns.
Jones turns to Angeline and he's like, "Where'd you put the skull?"
It's in my bag. I reach under my seat and shakily pull it out.
Jones just grabs it and holds it out in front of him.
Dad, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Nothing happens. Just from holding it up, nothing happens.
Jones
Do you
kinda
try any other, like Spider-Man? Go web.
Jones throws it at the chupacabra. At the big dog.
As you toss it and it gets some space around it, it begins to unfold into this large weapon, which is you can recognize as a scythe. And this scythe then clatters onto the ground outside of the car, where it had room to actually become a scythe.
Are you telling me that didn't count as a kick some ass?
We all just kind of sit there staring at it.
You threw it as if it was like a ball, and then it unfolds.
Yeah.
So it's not going to have the same momentum.
Okay.
It's a Pokeball!
Sage kind of looks out the window, like, why is there a side?
The chupacabra charges at the now open window.
Oh, crap. I would like to roll up the window before it gets there, please.
You do not have enough time.
I was gonna shoot out the window.
Your car has literally broken down.
Isn't that a roll? I feel like there's a roll, though.
Do you
Act
know how
under
slow
pressure?
windows roll up?
Okay, I relate. That is very true.
Okay, fair.
like-
When I see it coming through towards the window, I would like to put my arms outside the window. I'd like to protect someone.
Okay. How are you protecting someone? Like, what are you doing?
I'm like when I see it trying to come through the window, I'm like putting as much of me in the window as I can.
What?
You're
I'm, like-
standing up to cover the entire.
I'm blocking the window with my body.
Okay.
What?
You do that, and it like rams into your side, and it pushes you back.
Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. That's something. Got a 9. Okay, on
Okay,
a 7 to 9,
so-
the keeper is going to ask you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay.
Would you rather have the defense taken down, or one of your family get injured?
Defense taken down.
This creature gets stuck in the door as you stop it from going all the way through, and as it backs up, it rips the door off.
Can I shoot it now?
Yeah.
I got an 8.
As you shoot for the chupacabra, one of their minions manages to kind of like get itself into the gap underneath your shot and hurt you for 1 harm. How much damage do you do?
Oh, my shotgun does 3 harm.
3 harm. Oh, nice. Okay, I'd say it's Sage's turn if you want to do anything.
Again, like, literally the only thing I can do would be use magic, and she still doesn't know what's going on, so I'm trying to think of
Well,
what...
there's other things like act under pressure or...
Can I toss her my knife?
Yeah, you have your butterfly knife.
Okay, I scream at Sage, Sage, go into my bag, there's a knife! I'm like struggling to get this thing off me.
So would that be act under pressure, like going to move towards her knife?
No, I don't think so. I think that's just a move.
Okay,
Because it'll be whatever you do with the knife that will be the hard part.
okay, so Sage reaches like quickly and grabs it. She's like shaking because again, what the hell is going on?
That's a good question.
So there is a dog like halfway into the car if you would like to.
Would that be considered kick some ass as I want to like stab it? She's gonna try stabbing it. I have a -1 tough, so let's see how this goes.
Oh
Oh
boy.
no.
Oh no.
Please don't stab me.
I could also let you choose to act under pressure instead of kick some ass since you aren't totally confident in this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do act under pressure because at least that one I just have a flat 0.
Yeah.
I got a 6.
Don't stab me.
So in attempting to stab this dog, you actually like kind of get closer to it and lose balance. And so the dog gets a hit off on you. So you lose 1 harm.
Okay, that is a 11.
Oh, dang.
Damn.
I would like to say all impending danger is now focused on me.
All right. All
So-
3 of the creatures are now focused on you.
When the dog jumps at Sage, I like grab its tail and pull it back, and I'm just like
Nice.
dragging it away, and I still have the Chupacabra on me, and I guess the third dog sees me like taking away the other two, and it turns and like follows.
Yeah, so you like make some distance between yourself and the car.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whichever one is closest to me, I'd like to grab it from behind with my Gyarados.
So you're jumping out of the car.
Running
To-
towards me with all the rabid dogs.
The last one that ran towards you, I assume, was like right outside the car.
Yeah, okay.
So I just kind of reach outside the car with my Gyarados and like wrap it around its neck.
These are still dogs, and you're gonna have to get on like your knees to actually.
This is a human choking weapon.
I mean, yeah, she's not
All right.
wrong there.
That's
Sure,
true.
roll kick some ass. Since this is a deliberate attack.
Oh,
What'd you roll?
I got a 6 again.
We ain't doing so hot.
I don't like these Google dice.
This dog deals 1 harm to you, and is no longer focused on Jones.
That's alright, I guess. So, when I had all 3 dogs on me, would I have suffered harm from all 3 dogs?
No, because I'd say their reaction to you was following you when you
Okay.
drew their attention. Lucky for you, none of them can actually get through your armor.
Yeah, but here's like if all 3 of them, their harm would stack up past it. If it's
Do
just
they
2,
stack?
I don't know. Do you want them to stack?
If one dog is biting one arm and a different dog is biting your leg, I don't think it would stack.
Okay, so I'm great then. Jones was initially scared and frightened, but at this point he's just kind of weirded out and uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
he is
By the way,
yelling.
that scythe is still on the ground somewhere.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, I'm gonna try and grab that.
I think that's an act under pressure.
That's fair. 7.
7 on an act under pressure. You reach down for the scythe, but you get pinned down by the chupacabra, so you can't get up. You are immobile.
Jones yells, "Get in the car and leave."
The car can't go anywhere.
The car doesn't work, you idiot!
The other dog that sees that the chupacabra has now fully gotten you down, it goes back to the other 2 live.
Crap.
victims. So there are 2 dogs on Sage and Angelina.
So I either have a knife, or since this is again another stressful situation, I think I could do an inflict harm with magic if I try.
If you succeed.
Yeah,
on
if
the
I succeed. That's an 8, so I get a glitch plus the harm. So I'm gonna say it has a problematic side effect.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
you deal 1 harm to which of the dogs?
I was gonna say the closest one that like she sees that's like the most like harm to both her and her mom, because like it's her mom.
Well, there's one that your mom is taking care of, and there's a different one that's running back towards you guys.
Well, if mom's taking care of one, she's gonna focus on the one that's like
I'm not taking care of it. It bit me.
the closest one. If there's one right in the car, she's going for the one right in the car.
It's not in the car.
It's not in the car, but it's definitely running towards you, so I'd say that's intimidating.
Probably.
Yeah, so you're probably going for the one that's running towards you. All right, what kind of magic do you cast?
That's a good question. I don't know what Jones has, because like she is his kid, so I feel like it'd be something similar, but I don't know what magic he has. And
Well, if
you
the
know.
site is any indication, wrapped up in some pretty creepy
He
people.
casts Flesh Rend.
All right.
I'm gonna say that, like, maybe you were trying to point the knife out at it while it was running towards you, like, preparing for it to come and stab it with a knife.
Yeah.
But before it even gets within 3 feet of you, it just starts to get these wounds all over it, like, more than just its normal ones that are, like, other animal scratches and bites where that it inflicted on itself. It just gets pretty much sliced and stabbed till it's dead. And it collapses, like, right outside of the car at your feet, and that one is dead.
That's the problematic side effect. I'm really confused.
The problematic side effect is your dark side starts to hype up, which is dark side is mood swings, hallucination, and some pain. So
Yep.
you actually you get so much pain that you can't see anything for the moment.
Okay, that's understandable. So Sage is now just gripping her head and screaming.
All right, you got 1 dog and the chupacabra on top of Jones.
Hi.
The chupacabra is like probably still trying to bite Jones, but it's literally not doing anything to you, so I'm not even gonna bother
But
with
like
its attacks.
I can't do anything to it, and it
Yeah,
can't
you
do
can.
anything to me.
You can attack it. It's on top of you. I'm just saying you can't do anything to anyone else, like anyone around that area.
No
grabbed the
protecting
scythe and I
someone.
tried to behead it.
Smash.
Oh, that is lovely looking. Okay, that is a 9 plus 2. That is 11.
Ooh, yes.
I would like to inflict terrible harm, so I'm going to do 4 harm with my bone scythe. Delicious
Wow.
4 harm. I
Spell this
take it.
out for us, Riley. Beautiful storyteller.
Jones kind of finally wrestles free enough to grab the scythe, and he whips it the blade under the neck of the Chupacabra as it's gnawing towards his face, and he just pulls up, and he has every intention of severing its head off with the blade.
All right, and it does so. It completely slices through this Chupacabra's neck, and the Chupacabra like spurts blood and what you think might be acid everywhere, and it collapses on top of you, and you are
Gross.
covered in all of this bad stuff. The acid is not affecting you either, though it does seem to be slowly eating away at your clothes.
So glad we were able to
It was
squeeze
mostly
in this chosen one trope of like the artfully battle destroyed clothes.
the shirtless scene.
It's the shirtless scene.
I'd like to use my Garrote again, and I rolled a 9 for once.
Nice.
Hey, there you go.
I will say that with that, you managed to kill it before it does any harm.
Yeah, because that does 3 harm to it.
Yeah, and these minions only have 1, so like... I try to make them easy, but...
We're just bad rollers.
We are garbage.
So, you are standing around with 2 dead dog corpses and a very large chupacabra corpse that is bleeding and
And
just
a screaming
smells
daughter.
absolutely
Yeah, I checked my daughter because she's screaming and probably like holding her head.
Yeah,
doing that.
I would also like to rush over and check on
yeah.
daughter.
You guys managed to like calm her down, and you just like give her some water, and you only have to wait like a couple minutes longer before that tow truck arrives.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
And the guy steps out of the tow truck, and he's walking up with the clipboard, kind of bored. Doesn't really notice. He's just like, yeah, I'm Jose from the tow truck company. I got a call, and what the heck?
Hi, Jose. What took you so long?
Keep in mind the door of your car is ripped off as well.
Yeah,
And there's probably scratches all over the like front of the car.
Yeah.
I'm covered in 2 bites and a bunch of scratches. My husband is like holding this humongous scythe and covered in a bunch of acid, blood, and his shirt's gone. My daughter is still blind and can't really see, probably still having pain, and she's also bit.
Yeah, she's just
Yeah.
like laying in the back, like nursing the water bottle she has. Like she doesn't know where he is, so she's just like,
Also, 2 dead zombie dogs and a humongous dead zombie dog.
yeah.
Yeah. On that note, if this was a movie, this is where it would be like, yeah, ending. All right, now we're gonna have the rep scene. So Jose takes all of you back, plus your car, back to the town. You guys call in someone to pick it up.
An ambulance.
Yeah.
911.
He takes you all to the hospital. You get your wounds taken care of. Whatever infections that might have been coming up, those are all taken care of. Jones, since you aren't hurt at all, you kind of see to your free time to talking to people and maybe calling a rental that maybe you could drop off in the next town and see if you can get a new car.
Yeah, I guess.
My minivan.
Episode 1 and we trashed the minivan already. Dear God.
Immediately.
So, like, you're in the hospital pretty much overnight because, like, they wanted to make sure that you were all good and you weren't going to have any fevers or anything from infections in the bites. And you get approached by quite a few different people. One of them, he introduces himself as Luciano. He's a policeman. He's trying to ask questions, what happened, and you tell him the story about, like, the dogs that attacked you.
I would like to leave out the
Angelina,
scythe.
do you tell him about the chupacabra?
Oh, hell yeah, I tell him everything.
Whenever, if ever it seems like Angelina is going to mention the scythe at all, I nudge her, or I begin to speak up and tell the story without the scythe.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say that you've discovered that whenever you put the scythe in a small area, it folds back up.
Okay.
So there needs to be room for the scythe for it to be open.
Lovely.
He gets the things and he leaves, and then like the next morning, as you guys wake up in the hospital and get your breakfasts, he comes back in. And he kind of explains this whole thing about apparently the chupacabra had some infection that it must have been immune to. And it was surviving it while these other coyotes were getting infected and kept dying, and they kept having these issues where the coyotes were like becoming raged and going into the town. There's probably still a few outside of the town. They need to find all of them, but now that they know what the problem is, they can look about seeing a solution for them. So he says that Juan Manuel comes in to visit you guys
The
before you
old
leave.
guy, the old man.
Yeah, he
What the hell?
doesn't really
dude?
say much. He just comes in and he's like, I just had a one last thing to give to y'all. And he goes up to Sage and
Is
he
it
hands her
any explanation whatsoever?
a souvenir from a gift shop, and it looks really cheap and like and then he goes.
What? He doesn't explain
Thanks.
anything?
Wait, sir, please. I have a
The
thing.
nurse is pushing you back into your room.
Thanks, I guess.
I need bullets for this gun.
That's the chupacabra.
We
Yeah.
learned absolutely nothing.
We got beat up a whole bunch.